Hi everyone, this is Karen. In this video I'm going to show you how I created the frame with the layered vinyl images. I will also include a link to the cutting file below the video. As you can see, I have opened the file on the screen. Everything is ready to cut, so I will click go, cut out all the pieces, and then I'll come back and show you how that's all put together. Before I get down to cutting the pieces, I'm going to paint this frame. So I'm going to paint my frame black because it's an older frame that I had around the house. It's got some scratch marks and different color on it, and if I paint it black it will go with my room. So I'm just going to put my acrylic paint right on my craft mat. Okay, this is quite thick. I love painting. Painting is fun. Okay, good. So I'll let that dry and I will be back. So I'm going to cut out some burlap to fit on the backboard for the frame that I'm using. I'm just going to mark it where I want to cut it. And I'm just going to cut that out with a pair of scissors. I can put this on here, put that underneath the glass, and then put my vinyl on top. So I'm going to try with my ATG gun. It's going to be inside a frame, so it doesn't need to be held in place. This is just to hold it until it gets inside the frame. And the marking around the edge doesn't matter because that's going to be inside the frame and covered. Okay, so I could have trimmed that a little bit better. Okay. So I'm going to pull away the vinyl that I don't want. This new Cricut vinyl is really nice. The backing is quite flimsy, but the vinyl itself is really substantial. It's very good vinyl. Okay, so that's all done. So look at the detail in there. I'm going to measure and then use masking tape to mark off the measurements. So what I can do then is line my piece up here on the grid of my cutting mat, and I can see that my midpoint is right here. So I can decide on a midpoint for my text part and line that up over there. And since I have grid markings on the transfer tape, this is going to be very easy. I'm going to cut this apart. So that I'm only working with my text. And then I'll cut a piece of transfer tape to fit, roughly. Okay, so I'm just going to place this over my vinyl. I'm going to use this to burnish it down. Go this way. And I'm going to put my piece of glass back onto the grid markings here so that I know exactly where my middle is, which is here because it's 4 up, 4 down, 5 in and 5 in. So my middle is right there. So now I'm going to pull away my marking. Didn't come with it. I'm going to put my marking right on here, roughly about here. This is what I'm thinking is about the middle. And Sharpies are permanent, so they will mark very well in a project like this. So here we go, and I have nice lines to show me exactly what is straight. My middle is there. So I'm going to stand up and do this properly. And I'm going to line up my lines with my grid markings on my cutting mat. And then I'm going to burnish that down well. I love this transfer tape. Oh my goodness. It's the best ever. And it's not hard to pull away at all. I have clear transfer tape, but it's very difficult to pull off of glass. Oh, this stuff is great. Then next I'm going to do my my borders, and I'm going to bring them in, I guess, 1/2 inch from the side. And there's still lots of room there to cut a longer. I'll use my trimmer. I'm so happy I picked up this transfer tape. Okay, and then it only needs to be up to that line. I love the grid on it. This makes life so easy. Okay, so now that I've got these done, I can fill in the rest of my leaves. Next I'm going to work with the gold leaves because these are easier to figure out where they belong. So I'm just going to press this down and then place this leaf over here on top of the copper. You can still pull it away until you've pressed it down. And then to pick it up from the backing, just press it with your finger and it pulls right away. So this one will be over here. Have a look at this now that it's done. Look at the detail here on the leaves. I'll show you here sideways so you can see more of them. You see the gold doesn't show up as much against the copper, but still. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to recut Count Your Blessings in red, I think, because it doesn't show up very well here. And I would like it to stand out more. So I'm going to do that and then put it together and show you the final result. So I've recut my text in red, and I'm going to cut away the leaves here and use them as detail on the red. Now that's better. So then I'm going to take this part off. Text. And notice that I've put the transfer tape over the 2 layers, and then I'm going to transfer that onto here. Okay, so then I'll pull this away. Not yet. Better burnish it down a bit better. Okay, so again, if it's difficult to do, then roll away the paper. Roll away the backing. So you're watching it carefully there so that you make sure that you get all those parts to stay behind on the transfer paper. And it will get easier as you move. And if it doesn't, as I said, just roll the transfer paper away from, roll the backing away from the transfer paper. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that my glass is right on the grid. And I'm going to want to place my text across here. There we go. There we go. That looks amazing. Put this behind the burlap to show you, and I'm going to put it into the frame now. So this is a really simple frame. It just has a couple of pins in there, I guess they are. Push out of the way. I'll put the glass down in here, and then I'll press this back. And there's the final result. Bring that in a little bit closer so you can see better. And then closer still so that you can see the detail in the leaves. Make that a little bit. That really is quite amazing. It's very stunning. So I hope all of these tips have been helpful to you. If you have any questions, please leave them below. I answer all of my questions on my videos. Please don't forget to subscribe to make sure that you receive notifications of all my videos. And thanks so much for watching. See you again soon.